Good morning.
Cool, whatever I get ain't exist. Now they supporting, but some sales signals off our flips. KIMBA gang reps the pride.
Previously on KIMBA TV.
Go get that 886-618 rotate. Go get it. We're playing math.
I do believe that's the last thing that we drew. How crazy is it that we were talking about Thursday, Friday? I'm not afraid to short up here. Thursday, Friday, this is our TP for the long. Thursday, Friday, we're not scared of shorting this. Nitrogen, I'm telling you, everything is planned out days in advance. Yeah, so the only thing with the Bitcoin short is we just haven't gotten to the level that we want. Why do we want that single print? Wandu says, why does it need to close below that line? I spent about 3 hours explaining it yesterday, if you want to go back and watch yesterday's stream. Younger Kimba brother says, how's your day going? Good. JV said, it's mathin'. Fabo says, did you re-enter last night? Yeah, I showed up last night for a late night stream if you want to rewind and get caught up. Yeah, I say this all the time, Fibo, but if you're still not checking if I'm showing up for Kimba After Dark, you're missing out on a lot. Yeah, so always rewind and make sure. It only takes you 20 seconds to just kind of click through and see if I showed up or not. So yeah, I was here for about 2 hours last night. All right, but to answer your question, yes. And remember, brother, I told you exactly how I would re-enter. So what did I say my entry is? My entry is 117,600. It's pixel perfect. Literally did it exactly how I said I would. So I drew it yesterday as well, but that's why we call it Departamento de Inmigración, right? And then if you missed like this whole analysis, you need to go back and listen to it. I mean, you think that's a coincidence? All right. And then right now we're watching to see if there's a bearish retest. So this is all talked about during yesterday's stream if you want to check. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Coney, good morning. Ash Crypto, good morning. Danny Bellagio. Danny, let's get it, Danny. JP Cases ETH doing his thing. Yes, sir. We talked about ETH as well. Do not short ETH. Let's go. Easy money on ETH. Easy money on ETH. Were you here for the last night, the Kimba After Dark stream, Dre? Make sure you get caught up if you missed anything. What you think about all this, my boy? It's Tesnia. It's Tesnia. Let's get it. Dilophosaurus says, me was sleeping. Yeah, but were you sleeping all the way until now? Anytime you wake up, you should rewind and get caught up. Am I right? Anytime that you wake up, you might want to just see, okay, I wonder if you said anything. Any questions? Rami says, man, sold to the upside, please. Rami, make sure you get caught up on last night's stream and just the plan in general. Here's the thing. There should be, if you're wondering what I'm doing with ETH, what I'm doing with Sol, what I'm doing with Bitcoin, you got to get caught up. I already talked about shit days in advance. Whether it's ETH, whether it's Sol, there should be no questions. On average, I ask you guys if you guys have any questions 25 times every day. Did you know that? I have a counter. So minimum, I try to ask you guys 25 times if you guys have any questions every day. And I try to evenly space that shit out. So, yeah, you never want to show up being like, oh my God, what's going on? What's going to happen next? Yeah, but let me know if you have any questions, though. I think this is pixel perfect. Yeah, so on altcoins, I have no shorts. You know what I mean? I've been getting into a fairly gigantic so long. You know what I mean? I don't have any ETH plays other than spot, I guess, but you know, we're looking for 41 hundo. I've been saying that for quite some time now. And I have a Bitcoin short from 117,600. Yeah, and then I'm watching S&P. There's nothing to be had yet. Order flow looks good. I'm going to see the reaction at 64.05. Yeah, if I get stopped out on the Bitcoin short, the next level is your 1.25, which is 118,025. So this is actually no longer valid. So yeah, and that would kind of be like the ETH 41 hundo confluence. So levels to the upside. Oops. Levels to the upside. Levels to the downside.
Let's get it!
Any other questions? Rami says, Justin along on Soul, want to know where to go. Rami, you got to get caught up, man. You got to get caught up. I think the best thing to do is maybe start watching the highlights around July 25th. Because around this point, you can hear me go, okay, I'm going to try to enter all of this. All the way to 151. Okay? So about last week, right when Sol was losing this, I put together a plan and I said, I'm going to just enter all of this. All the way here. And I streamed as I was getting filled. This was multiple days. People asking me, are you adding? Are you stopping? What are you doing? I narrated all of it, all these days. All right, Rami. So you need to watch the highlights from all of these days. All right, if you really want to know where we're going. And if you really want just like the quick answer instead of how I navigated what I was saying, I was getting filled live, Rami. And for about 2 days, people were asking me, are you going to close? Are you going to re-enter? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? For days, bro, I answered. And I said, no, I'm going to add all the way to 151. And people were like, why? Why are you doing that? Bro, for 3 days, I got filled live here. And I was like, I'm really bullish on Sol. I picked one coin out of many that I could have longed on. I explained why I chose Sol, et cetera, et cetera. And if you really want the answer, I even said, if this gets turned into support, we're going to go to blank. So you missed yesterday's analysis on Sol. But it's all there. So if you really want like the meat, the juicy juice, you can go back and watch me get filled for 2 days straight, all the way through this. All right, Rami. Yeah, like we got to see all of this. We got to see this. We got to see the bullish retest. Yeah, I mean, even right now, my question to you would be, if this is a failed auction, what is your target? If this is value, if this is big value area low, if you get above here, where would you go next? Yeah, so to give you the answer, I would say 230 if you can get above 170. But this is going to be super crucial right here. Okay, so I would not be surprised if it goes there, it pulls back. That's what's going to be important for me. And if they can hold here, then let's go. All right, Rami, what I would recommend that you do is have levels. Okay, you need to have all of these levels. I have value assigned on here as well. So this is the TPO template. But if you look at Sol on here, look. So make sure you're good to go. But if this is support, resistance, support, question mark, then you should be able to rotate. 230 is what I said to 21 slippage. All right. But yeah, everything is a narrative. Everything is a narrative, brother. Ka-chia! Let's get it. So yeah, I would say 230, but there's a lot of sort of stuff that we talked about in between. So if you have time, I would definitely say try to get caught up. We talked about every single scenario. That's why I want you to really go back if you have time. Yeah, because think about it, Rami. It's a little bit awkward for me to be in a Sol long if I'm on a big Bitcoin short, right? And that's really the question that people have been asking a lot is why the sort of contradictory stances. And you really have to understand altcoin season for you to understand why I'm doing that. Yeah, says Kimba Bonk has been flying. Yup, I think I'm going to just give away all the profits from Bonk. Yeah, so Rami, were you here for the Bonk? So we did this live. So I set the Bonk alert July 24th, right around the same time that I told you to go watch the stream. July 24th, July 25th, that's when everything was breaking down. So I nerded out on this, Rami. But see this? See where it says July 24th, my alert was created? So look, July 24th, look at the alert that I set. I set the alert for this red line. July 24th is when everything was breaking down. I set the plan for Sol. I set the plan for Bonk. I set the alert for Dot. I set the alert for everything. Okay, but look at this. July 24th is when I drew that red line. Okay? This yellow line, I'm juicing. August 6th, 2 days ago, we drew it. And we got filled. Pink. Pretty cool, huh?
Let's get it, chat. Let's get that juice. Let's get that juice.
Kirito Yagi says, they coming for our shortsy. Kirito Yagi, did you miss last night's stream? Yeah, make sure you get caught up. I already told you this was going to happen. Settlement retest. So we already talked about watch for a bearish retest here, watch for a bearish retest here, and if it goes higher, 1.25. It's too easy, Kirito Yagi. But brother, Forget this head short. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Shout outs to my average entry. Shout outs to my average entry. Trust me, brother, this might make my year. If this goes to 230, I don't have to trade at all for the rest of the year, I think. It'll be a couple mil if this goes to 230. So can I get a kachaya? Can I get a kachaya? Talk to me, man. Quit playing with me. Yeah. All right, talk to me. Any questions? Stop the music. Young Kaizen is asking on BTC, is short done? It depends on what your entry is, Young Kaizen. The first thing that I would kind of want to remind you is you should have. We've been here for 5 hours now. We talked about the short the whole week. And we got into it yesterday, and we talked about all the hypothetical bing bong ding dongs that can happen. So even if you didn't have any clue what was going on, all you needed to do was rewind today's stream and yesterday's stream. What I would want you to kind of understand is value area low, value area high, and settlement. We were already talking about the settlement bearish retest last night. Okay, so like an SFP of settlement. You with me? No, the short isn't over. If you're talking, like, I don't know where your entry is. My entry is here. And I am bullish. I don't know if you understand this, but every single short that I've taken is a hedge short for the last 9 months. Every single short that I've taken. And again, this is all talked about in the very beginning of the stream. Somebody was asking me, hey, where's your stop loss? Hey, where are you going to chase the long next? The next long that I can reasonably take is 108. Because I had to re-enter on the 106 long, remember? So it's not worth it for me since we have so many longs all the way from like 72 all the way up into 106. But we're not shaving anything on the longs. And so the next short area would be a really nice SFP tail. So something like this. So I don't want you to just because you have a really super shitty entry and you got round tripped, your mentality shouldn't be, oh, the short is done. That's the next, if it's going to be bearish, that is what it would be next. But we talked about this yesterday, this morning, and on Tuesday and Wednesday. So you could have already known this hours and days ago. All right. So it depends. I don't know what you mean by is the BTC short done. I'm going to short this SFP. But I'm okay to get stopped out on my short because I'm basically getting paid a little bit of money. What happens if I get stopped out on my short? What happens if it does this? I market smash, right? So I'm okay to keep my stop loss right here because I'm going to get paid a little bit of money to market pump through the level that I want to get through. And then if it does this, then that is my entry and that's my stop loss. Just like how I did this one. This is my entry. That's my stop loss. So if it swing fails over the weekend, that is my entry, like 117,750. Okay? And I would be looking for like a 118 SFP. All right, Young Kaizen. Yeah, I haven't gotten stopped out yet. Do you remember last night? There's a clip. Yeah, but I'm not gonna go off of the plan that I told you guys about. So nope, like nothing has changed. You know, I didn't TP any of the longs. We took the head short. I haven't gone stopped out yet. The next head short will be an SFP. And then that's it. Like if we get an SFP, and I have another short and I get round tripped, there's nothing else. I'm gonna enjoy the weekend. Yeah, and then Soul, you know, like I haven't really shaved. I have a pretty big Soul long that you guys all know about. I've been talking about if this gets turned into support. So, you know, I'm just hoping to... Do you know what my home run target is for Soul? It's like 450, bro. Yeah, but I had to do this because I had to do this. I had to chase this because you know that I had a 95 long? You had to be here for it. Dude, I had a $95 long. Say testnet. Oh my God. It's so pixel perfect. I can't even fucking manually draw it, dude. Anyways, you know, I had a 95 long and I closed it. Yeah, so I wouldn't say that the short is dead, but my interpretation of a short is I have to do that if I'm not going to TP anything on the longs. Not because I'm bearish, but I acknowledge that it's a level where I should be TPing. And if enough people TP and the selling pressure and the lack of buying is strong enough, then it is going to retrace a significant chunk. So can't predict the future, but I want to make sure I'm covered. So, all right, brother. Yeah, so stop loss, pretty much like tiny profit round trip still. And then if it SFPs that high up there, I will be in, like, that's the next short. But if it does an SFP or fail auction and there's no bearish structural edge, I'm not going to short. And then I will regroup on Sunday. Now I don't want to short 4,100 anymore. Now I don't want to short. Now I think it's going to do a bullish retest on 4,100. I get one more person asking me where you want to short ETH. Dude, we're going to 8,000, dude. I swear, just one more fucking person. I don't think I want to short 4,100 anymore, guys.
You just said.
Okay, all jokes aside, bro, I don't think, Jesus Christ, I don't think you should short ETH until you see a reaction at 4,100. But I must be fucking blind and missing something because so many people want to short ETH. So I'm in a Bitcoin short. Do you? You know, do you know that I'm in a Bitcoin short? Do you know that for the whole fucking week I've been waiting to get into a Bitcoin short? I said I'm not scared of shorting the single print. So do you? You know, I don't know at this point, dude. If you see it, take it, man. I just don't see why you can't see that the risk-reward ratio is off if you try and short before 4,100. But that's my crackhead dumbass, so, you know, do you, to be honest. Holler says, what's your entry on BTC short? You're not gonna fucking... Holler. If I told you that my short entry was 117, 600, 620, 630, okay? On some exchanges, I even got 650. But just for the sake of the conversation, if I told you that my short entry was from 117, 600, what would you think? If I told you that my stop loss is right here and that they didn't get me, what would you think? Now, what if I told you that I planned all this out yesterday? What would you think? You want to show up and be here for the earlier streams next time? It's fucked, right?
You just said.
It's fucked, right? You had to have you know, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, brother from Italy, just got home from work. No, it's okay, Holler. All I'm saying, Holler, is whether I'm right or wrong, whether I make a lot of money or I get round trip like an idiot, I always do what the book tells me to do, what the strategy says I should do. I don't do my own thing. I don't make shit up. And so what I'm trying to get at is if you can just figure out basic strategy, you can rest assured you'll know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. You'll know exactly why I entered, why I put the magic trick line, why I put that box like that, why I said the stop loss would be where it is. And if you like it, you can incorporate some of it into your own strategy. If you don't like it, you can say, fuck you, Kimba, and go back to Crypto King stream. I love you either way. Okay? Yeah, and if you ever miss any streams, brother, go to the YouTube, okay? And go all of my streams you can watch, brother. The whole thing. If you think I'm bullshitting, go find a lie and you can call me out. But the whole stream every day is here. So, you know, it's this concept. I'm not smart enough to talk about everything. I really am not. Okay? What it is you guys are smart enough. You guys are diverse enough. Half of the lions are bullish and half of the lions are bearish. This isn't a community where everybody is trying to copy trade me. Trust me. There's plenty of people that do not agree with me, and that's fine. And that's healthy. You should be able to argue a bullish scenario and a bearish scenario. If you can't, then clearly you're, tilted or biased a certain way. Right? Yeah, so I would just encourage you to learn about open interest and follow along if you want to, but you can rest assured that I'm just doing basic strategy. So if you want to see it live, you can rewind and get caught up or be here and watch it live. Or you can just learn it, Google it, YouTube it, and just do the same thing that I do if you want. But yeah, let me know how, I'm in a short since 116 and I'm holding it based on my analysis. Thanks for the info. Nice. Yep. But yeah, if you want, you should watch yesterday's stream. I showed live how I got this box. I got filled live on my first short attempt here. And I said, if it SFPs, I'm back in. And I even said, if it goes higher, my next entry is going to be 117,600. And I had a stop loss at the Departamento Inmigración. I said, you can't go there, otherwise you're going to get sent back to the border. And then last night, I came on stream for Kimba After Dark, and I said the stop loss on this is right here. Just a hair above the bottom of the box. And sure enough, this morning, we had the bearish retest. Yeah, so other than that, I'm just watching this shit. You know, at some point, this is still, I think my short is, see, the only way that I would get like panic about my short is if we did this and then Crypto made a video talking about, guys, today for the Bitcoin price. Guys, that's a beautiful head and shoulders. Okay, me and Da Vinci were shorting Bitcoin. Fuck. She Loves Fred says target 112. Yeah, and CME levels, gentlemen. Don't be that guy. Today for the Bitcoin price. I'm pretty sure we said watch out for that single print. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, Bears, we're all Lions, y'all. Hey, have a great weekend. Reset. I need everybody's best next week. CPI on Tuesday. Kachaya. We'll see if we get stopped out. If we get stopped out, then that swing fail up top will be the next short opportunity. And obviously on higher time frame, we'll see if we can get up into the 130. Careful on the altcoins, all right? Lions, I love you guys. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. Can I get a...